It's running.
Oh, what, Chakalackin' boys? If you trash at Pip, watch this video. If you're not trash at Pip, watch this video. If you hate Pip, watch this video. If you're a Sky main, fuck off.
Well, thank you for that very informative and enlightening intro, Grandy. But as previously stated, yep, today we're gonna be taking a look at how to play Pip the Rogue Alchemist as an actual support and not as a goddamn flank/damage champion, as most people suggest. Usually, the main reason why Pip is portrayed in such a bad light is due to the fact that when people come across him in competitive or casual games, they usually played by bad players, so to say. Like, Pip is usually played by a bad player, which makes everybody think that no, Pip is such a bad champion. But if Pip is played by a good player, they can actually be a ton of value on the team. Because if Pip is paired with an Inara or like Terminus or just someone with a shield like Fernando, or just someone with like some sort of, like let's say Khan, you know, when Khan is damage immune and stuff, or just something like that, Pip can actually be an amazing healer. He can pump out 4,800 health in less than 2 seconds if he hits 3 or more targets, or it's 2 or more, I'm not sure, it depends on the level of Chronos that you have. But today we're going to be taking a look at how to play him in such a way that you'll be adding more value to your team instead of just making Pip look bad. So Pip, like any other champion in the realm, has 4 talents, namely Catalyst, Combat Medic, Mischief and Mega Potion. And the 2 most viable talents when trying to play Pip as a support are obviously Mega Potion and Mischief. But like the other 2 are usually for flank and damage Pips, but we'll be focusing on how to play him as a support. So the one that's used the most is Mega Potion, because this allows you to heal for 2,400 per healing potion, which is just an insane amount of healing to go out to a single tank frontline, or just one to a single teammate is what I'm trying to say. Mischief can be played if you're playing like an off heal. Let's say you have a main healer and you are just trying to get a few more heals off instead of just having the main healer do like all the work on the team. So the 5 cards that I would personally recommend for a Pip loadout, a Pip healing loadout, is Reload at level 5, because this allows you to deal more than 4,800 healing in less than 2 seconds if you're using the Mega Potion legendary card, talent. Gift Giver at level 2, Medicinal Excellence at level 5, which allows you to heal and like your teammates around corners, through walls, some obstacles, and it just overall allows you to heal your team even if they're a bit far from each other but still within line of sight of each other. And then we have Sprint at level 2 and Moxie at level 1. Both of these are just kind of filler cards, and the main 2 cards in this, or the main 3 cards, are Reload, Gift Giver and Medicinal Excellence. So when playing support Pip, your positioning is very, very important. Positioning and awareness are very important when playing any support, but with Pip, it's actually better to pick him on a map that has some form of high ground, such as Serpent Beach, Timber Mill, and maps like that. And you can also not pick him if you're running some weird composition, like with 2 aggressive tanks or something like that. Like, you can pick him when you're running double tank composition is like the best place to pick him, or a solo tank with some very high sustain. So if you're picking like, let's say, a Terminus, an Inara, that's very good actually, because you can just burst them up to full health within 2 seconds. That's what I'm trying to say. So basically, yeah, positioning and awareness. So you always want to try to have the high ground, or try to be close to your damagers, or if your flankers are not flanking and actually trying to defend you, you can try to stay closer to them. And Pip actually has ways to fight off flankers, as he deals 600 damage per shot on his primary fire and has a way to slow enemies by 50% for 2.5 seconds. So if you're able to realize and see that an enemy flanker is coming around for you, you can actually use your slowing flask, your explosive flask, to slow them down, use your weightless to get out of there, and then just hit them from a distance off and tell your team that they're behind you. So his main ability we'll be looking at is his healing potion, obviously. So this one is a crazy ability. The thing is, many people do not know how to use it properly. You cannot, listen again, do not heal somebody, a frontline or anything, if they're not below the healing, level of whatever your healing potion does, be it 1200 or 2400. I usually see a lot of people do this. As soon as they see the front lines take damage, even just 500 worth of damage, and the enemies are like coming in with more damage, they heal up that 500 instantly, and then they have to wait again because they haven't healed a lot of their teammates together with them. So usually what I'd like to try to do is, the more you play, the more you'll be able to see like how much health your front lines have. Like I can tell, like no, this front line has 3000 health simply by looking at their health bar. So if I see like, yep, this looks like 2400 worth of health, and I see that they're not cauterized, I can just throw a healing potion onto them and boom, they're up to full health again. Don't heal full health allies, like people who are above 75% health, as that's just a waste of your healing potion. Next, try to get as many people into your healing potion as possible, into its range as possible. That's why we have the range card in your loadout. This allows you to heal many people, which allows you to get the instant cooldown reduction on your healing potion and heal immediately after you heal the first time. So you don't have to throw it directly onto a teammate, you can actually throw it on the ground or just somewhere where you can see like the circle, its range is gonna hit multiple teammates of yours. But be careful, if you do not have the range increasing card, or if you predicted wrongly, you can actually totally miss your healing potion, and that could just cost you the game, And next thing is, don't that Pip throws his potion out of his left hand, and the game actually takes that into account. So if you're standing and there's a wall to your left and you're peeking around that corner and you're trying to heal someone around the corner, your healing potion can actually get caught up by the wall. Like it can actually hit the wall and not fly. It won't travel, so you have to peek out a bit further than normal because you're throwing it out of your left hand. That's just a really cool mechanic of the game and works with Makoa's hook as well. So when using the healing potion, you can actually detonate it midair to try and heal your flying teammates. As like you can press Q, allow it to fly, and hit Q again and immediately detonate it. There is no need for it to hit an obstacle or hit the ground in order for it to detonate. So Pip's weightless skill is a really good escape skill for the supports, but not one of the best, because obviously Maldama and Seris have better ones. And but it can be really useful for closing distance, escaping, creating distance between you and the enemies, or between you and the enemy flankers, and also for accessing spots that enemies would not expect you to be at. Like you can access, the bridge on Serpent Beach, like you can access that without actually having to go up the ramp. And you can just access so many different spots with this ability, which allow you to gain an advantage, as you will be able to heal your teammates from a position that enemies won't be expecting you to be at. And also this can be used to reposition all the time. Like you heal, and when you know that the enemy's flankers are respawning, you reposition, you go to a new spot, you keep spicing it up so they don't know exactly where to find you. So now we reached Evil Mojo, his ultimate. This ultimate is very good when paired with other ultimates, or also good for clutch moments. If you're fighting 3-3 and the enemy flanker comes around for you while your team is having a big fight, like, you have to make some split-second decisions. Do I use it on the enemy flanker, or do I use it to help my team out? So yeah, you could use weightless. It's all in the spur of the moment, in the heat of the moment. This is when it comes down to experience. Like usually, if the flanker does a lot of burst, immediately when you see them, you're gonna Evil Mojo them because you wanna stay alive and try and keep your team alive as well. But if there's someone that does damage over time, let's say someone like Zen, like he has to slash, stuff like that, you can just try to use your weightless to jump into the middle of the fight where your team is, and as you're in the air, you use your Evil Mojo. That's a good thing that they added a while ago, for you to use your Evil Mojo and your other abilities during weightless. So yeah, you can use weightless to pop your Evil Mojo and help your team out and stuff like that. It's a really good ultimate because it just makes the enemies vulnerable to damage and they cannot deal damage back. But the worst thing is when you use Evil Mojo and get simply no value out of it, as the enemies just live, your team doesn't focus them, so some communication is needed, unless if you're gonna focus them down yourselves. So yeah, all in all, when it comes to playing Pip as a support, you just need a lot of experience and some common sense. Come on, you should know exactly when to heal your supports, I mean, when to heal your front lines, when to use your weightless, as I said, escape, engage, confuse, and you should also build a good loadout. That'll just give you a better chance at becoming a good Pip. And don't forget that Pip can actually like heal without having to see teammates. So if you see like a doorway or something, your teammates fighting in that room, you can just throw it into the doorway and pop it. They'll get healed. You can throw it around corners, you can throw it over obstacles. You can do so much with this healing potion. And the best is, when you heal your front lines up to full health within 2 seconds. Like, you don't use your healing potion when the enemies have just engaged and like they're now disengaging and like they're falling back, and you see that your teammate is still having the disgusting cauterize effect on them. You're gonna get no value out of it. You're gonna heal them for simply 240 health if the enemies were running cauterize 3. So you wanna time it with your front lines. If you're running a Fernando, tell him, put your shield up, man. As soon as you see him put that shield up and you just see the cauterize effect disappear, pop that healing potion right onto that man. He's gonna be happy for the rest of his life, I tell you. Same with Inara. Usually they use their walls to block damage and stuff. Wait for her to, you know, put the wall up or something and use her earthen guard. Holy moldy macaroni. With 1 to 2 potions, like, you can heal her up to full health, mate. It's insane. So yeah, wait out the cauterize unless it's really needed. Try to heal as many of your teammates together as possible. Don't forget that you can actually pop your healing potions mid-air, just simply by pressing Q again. Use your ultimate to fight enemy flankers or to help during a team fight. Combo it with Sarah's ultimates or Bomb King, explosive ultimates that deal more than 1000 damage, or just ultimates that bring people together. Use your weightless skill to escape, engage, disengage, and just, yeah, practice. Don't forget that you can actually be a really good support if it's the perfect game. And obviously you don't want to pick him when he's not viable, come on. If Genos or Maldamba are open, you cannot want to go picking a Pip unless your team absolutely needs it, because sometimes there are some special compositions that work with Pip as a support, and these compositions are actually f***ing deadly, yo. Like, they're so deadly, like they're so good. Like, Pip heals up the supports and stuff, he heals up the damages, heals up himself, does damage and stuff like that. And yeah, he's an overall good support. It's just that many people do not know how to play him. They always use the healing potion on themselves. And yeah, that's basically about it. I want to thank you guys all for watching this video. I hope you found it informative and useful, and probably even, you know, funny at the beginning, because GrandiGood, my close friend, actually helped me with the intro. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, found it useful, informative, and so on. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel.